How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. So the NFL, once again, that time of the season, releasing its top 100 players currently in the NFL. And as always, just a reminder, the way they do it is voted on by the players. So, the people are like, oh, that guy got disrespected, that guy got snubbed. But remember, we don't know nothing. We're sitting on the sidelines. We're watching from afar. If there's anybody that can tell you how good somebody is, how talented a player, it's the people going up against them that are just as talented, just as good of athletes as them. So as far as I'm concerned, a lot of respect for where players are ranked in the top 100. Because again, I can't relate. I can be a couch coach all day. I ain't ever taken a snap in the NFL. So a lot of respect to the way that, the time and the effort these players put into it and trying to come up with these lists and players that they just feel are deserving of being here. That being said, Ja'Marr Chase coming in at number 45. A lot of talk. I've seen it on the interwebs. A lot of talk about the disrespect of Ja'Marr Chase coming in at number 45. And when I first looked at it, I said, hang on a second. Let me take these not so much glasses off real quick. Seeing that, 45th, that's kind of low. For a guy that, gets kind of touted a lot as top 3, top 5 in the league. But, we got to dive into what we're looking at here. Last season, ranked 12th in receiving yards. I know we missed some games, so let's talk about ranked 18th in yards per game. 52nd in yards per reception. There were some sluggish numbers, and we've seen it the last 2 seasons. With this Bengals wide receiver corps, so there's games that just kind of get locked down. And this is where we talked about this prior, where I feel like this is going to be Ja'Marr Chase's year. He's going to break out. I feel like they needed a schematic change offensively. They needed to bring in something different because teams were just, whatever they was trying to do, it wasn't working a lot. They were stagnating a lot on offense. And we know Joe Burrow is not a stagnating on offense quarterback. He is a guy, when put into the best possible situation, will put up 35 to 40 points every single night. Which, again, makes you wonder, was it the coaching staff? Personally, well, we won't know until the season starts. That's kind of the direction I was looking at, saying, hey, maybe bringing an OC, new play calling, different mind to the game might reopen things up for Chase. Because we bring this up because we remember that rookie year. Oh, was that a good rookie year? 1,400 receiving yards, tearing teams apart. And we know he's capable of it. There's no signs of that fall. I mean, he's 22, 23 years old. There's no signs of that falling off. It just felt like they had a counter to what they was doing that was working. He's still finding ways to get it open. Even this season when Joe Burrow was healthy, they was getting him the rock, an average 10 times a game. So I think he's definitely going to perform better in general from a statistical standpoint this season. But as a whole, I just think things are going to open up. I think we're going to see an explosive Ja'Marr Chase again. And we have to remember these top 100 lists are very much what happened last year. We don't base it on what happened 2 years ago. We base it on what happened 2 years ago. Aaron Rodgers still being in the top 10. But what was he, like 97 or something? And even looking at this, I mean, you look at guys behind Ja'Marr Chase last season, as they should be. But, guys, was it Cooper Allen? Guys that had more receiving, Cooper Allen, guys that had Stephon Diggs, guys that were up there, whether it be a little bit more receiving yards, a few more touchdowns yards, whatever, kind of in the same vicinity. Now, ultimately, we look at those guys and say, oh, Ja'Marr Chase is going to, run through the hills above these guys eventually. But got to take a step back and kind of look at things from this particular season. And, it's kind of justified where he's at. But again, just the rankings list that's kind of showing us where we're at from last season. Here's the thing. Here's my big numbers. And this is why I say Ja'Marr Chase deserves to be number 45. But I think, again, can't stress enough. I think it's going to change. I mean, it has to. Ja'Marr freaking Chase. Because when you're the elite of the elite, this getting shut down thing does not consistently happen. Look at CeeDee Lamb, for example, 1,700 yards last season. Who in the heck were they worried about on Dallas besides CeeDee Lamb? Nobody. I mean, the Bengals got a little bit of a decoy in T. Higgins, but easy, and they couldn't stop the man. Ridiculously good season. But you look at what Ja'Marr Chase did in situations against these good defenses. We're talking about the division. We're talking about the Browns. We're talking about the Ravens. In 4 games last season, Ja'Marr Chase amassed a grand total of 101 yards against those 2 teams. Not good. Again, don't expect to continue. Look back at the rookie year, and this is why we know Jamar is great, and he's going to be great, and we know he can continue to be great. In 4 games in his first season as a Bengal, 4 games, 401 yards against the Browns and the Ravens. Not to mention that last game of the season was, a lackluster one. It wasn't really playing as much. He's going to figure it out. Going into the season, I got to agree with him. I got to say they got to put him around that range. Nonetheless, love y'all. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.